Welcome to my video on one of the most influential books of all time, How to Win Friends and Influence People, by Dale Carnegie. In today's world, where social connections and networking are more important than ever, this book is a must-read for anyone looking to improve their interpersonal skills and communication abilities. In this video, I'll be covering the core principles and steps outlined in the book, along with real-life examples of how they can be applied. By the end of this video, you'll have a good understanding of how to use these principles to become more successful in your personal and professional life. So, let's dive in. Becoming genuinely interested in other people is the first principle outlined in Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This principle emphasizes the importance of showing a genuine interest in other people's lives, opinions, and experiences. One of the most common mistakes people make when trying to build relationships is focusing too much on themselves. By shifting the focus to others and taking a sincere interest in what they have to say, you can establish a connection and build rapport. So, how can you become genuinely interested in other people? Carnegie suggests starting by asking open-ended questions that invite the other person to talk about themselves. Instead of just asking, "How are you?" or "What do you do?" try asking questions that delve deeper into their interests, goals, or challenges. For example, what inspired you to pursue your current career path? Or, what are some of the biggest challenges you've faced in your work? Another important aspect of showing genuine interest is active listening. This means paying close attention to what the other person is saying, asking follow-up questions, and responding with empathy and understanding. The second principle outlined in Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is the power of smiling. A genuine smile can have a significant impact on how people perceive you, and it can also help you establish a connection with others more quickly. When you smile, you project a positive and friendly demeanor that can put others at ease and make them feel more comfortable around you. Additionally, studies have shown that smiling can actually improve your mood and reduce stress. However, it's important to note that not all smiles are created equal. A genuine smile, known as a Duchenne smile, involves both the mouth and the eyes. In contrast, a forced or fake smile only involves the mouth and can come across as insincere. To use the power of smiling to your advantage, Carnegie suggests making a conscious effort to smile more often, even in situations where you may not feel like it. Practice your Duchenne smile in the mirror until it feels natural, and try to use it whenever you meet someone new or are in a social setting. It's also important to be aware of cultural differences when it comes to smiling. In some cultures, smiling may not be as common or may have different meanings. Be mindful of the context and adjust your behavior accordingly. Remembering people's names is another important principle outlined in Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's often said that a person's name is the sweetest and most important sound in any language, and remembering someone's name can help you establish a connection and show that you value them as an individual. However, many people struggle with remembering names, especially in social settings where they may meet multiple people at once. To address this issue, Carnegie suggests several techniques for remembering names. Focus on the name. When you first meet someone, make a conscious effort to listen carefully and focus on their name. Repeat their name back to them and try to use it in conversation as much as possible. Visualize the name. Try to associate the person's name with something visual or memorable. For example, if you meet someone named John who has a beard, you might imagine him with a J-shaped beard. Associate the name with something familiar. Try to connect the person's name to something familiar or meaningful to you. For example, if you meet someone named Rachel who shares a name with your favorite TV character, you might associate her name with that character. Use repetition. Repeat the person's name several times during your conversation, and try to use it again later in the day or week to help solidify it in your memory. Being a good listener is a crucial component of effective communication, and it's also another important principle outlined in Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. By being a good listener, you can establish trust, build rapport, and gain a deeper understanding of others' perspectives. So, what does it mean to be a good listener? Carnegie suggests several key behaviors. Give your full attention. When someone is speaking to you, give them your full attention. Put away any distractions, such as your phone or computer, and focus on what the person is saying. Use nonverbal cues. Show the person that you're listening by using nonverbal cues, such as nodding or maintaining eye contact. This can help the person feel heard and validated. Ask questions. Ask open-ended questions that show you're interested in hearing more about the person's perspective or experiences. This can also help clarify any misunderstandings or confusion. Reflect back. Repeat back what the person has said in your own words to show that you're listening and to ensure you've understood them correctly. Avoid interrupting. Allow the person to finish speaking before responding. Interrupting can be seen as disrespectful and can disrupt the flow of the conversation. Giving honest and sincere appreciation is another important principle outlined in Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. People crave recognition and validation, and by expressing appreciation for their efforts or accomplishments, you can help them feel valued and motivated. However, it's important to note that not all appreciation is created equal. Carnegie suggests that appreciation should be genuine, specific, and personal. Avoid using generic compliments or flattery, as these can come across as insincere and manipulative. To give honest and sincere appreciation, Carnegie suggests several techniques. Be specific. When expressing appreciation, be specific about what you're appreciating. For example, instead of saying, "Good job," you might say, "I really appreciated the way you handled that difficult situation." Be personal. Try to tailor your appreciation to the individual. Consider their personality, interests, and accomplishments when expressing your gratitude. Be timely. Express your appreciation as soon as possible after the event or accomplishment. This can help ensure that the person feels recognized and motivated to continue their efforts. Be honest. Only express appreciation for things that you genuinely appreciate. Avoid using false praise or flattery, as this can be seen as manipulative and insincere. Avoiding criticism and focusing on positive feedback is another principle outlined in Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. People generally respond better to positive feedback than to criticism, and by focusing on the positive, you can help others feel more motivated and confident. Of course, there may be times when criticism is necessary. However, Carnegie suggests that even when criticism is necessary, it's important to avoid attacking the person's character or abilities. Instead, focus on specific behaviors or actions that can be improved. When giving feedback, Carnegie suggests several techniques. Start with positive feedback. Begin by highlighting what the person did well. This can help put them in a more receptive mindset and make them more open to constructive criticism. Use I statements. When providing criticism, use I statements instead of you statements. For example, instead of saying, "You did this wrong," you might say, "I was confused by this part." Be specific. Provide specific examples of the behavior or action that needs to be improved. This can help the person understand exactly what needs to be changed. End with positive feedback. End on a positive note, highlighting what the person can do to improve and expressing confidence in their ability to do so. In conclusion, Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, provides valuable insights into how we can build stronger relationships and achieve greater success in our personal and professional lives. By focusing on principles such as becoming genuinely interested in others, smiling, remembering people's names, being a good listener, giving honest and sincere appreciation, and avoiding criticism while focusing on positive feedback, we can become more effective communicators and leaders. These principles are timeless and universally applicable, and can help us navigate a wide range of situations and interactions with greater ease and confidence. By implementing these principles in our daily lives, we can build stronger relationships, improve our communication skills, and ultimately achieve greater success and happiness. So, if you haven't already, I encourage you to pick up a copy of this classic book and start applying its principles in your life. You may be surprised at the positive impact it can have on your personal and professional relationships. Thank you for watching.